Okay, so I don't know how much time I have, but I just wanted to do this. I have been reading the Book of Mormon. Let's just start from the beginning. I've been having dreams about Jesus Christ and the Latter-day Saints since I was a child. No joke. I like a lot of the times where I've prayed. You know, because one time, I was a Christian. I was raised a Christian, First Assembly of God. So one time I went to a dance with some Mormon friends of mine. Cassie Powell, and I think it was Catherine Moore, and we went to a Mormon party, and everybody was like signing this tree. This tree was dying, and they wanted to have everybody sign it to bring it back to life. I don't even remember what it was. It was just this weird thing, but I was gonna put a cross on it. And they were like, "No, don't do that. Like they don't celebrate because it's like sad." And I was like, "It is kind of fucking sad, you know." I haven't really thought about it like that, but I mean. I have had a different revelation since I was a child when I was told, who I was or whatever, and then whatever. But, so I was just kind of, interested in that. I thought that's interesting to me. And I just had a fun time with them. And I always had a problem with, having been a Christian for a long time and, putting my body aside for God, that as soon as you decide you're going to be a virgin, everybody wants to just de-virginize you. And so it was the only place where I felt like the guys weren't doing that. And I dated a lot of Mormon guys, being a Christian girl, because they were the only ones who did not treat me that way. And so, and I dated Jeff Ramison, who was the one that died in that plane crash, his whole family. That's another story. I'll let someone from my church tell that story. I had a respect for this faith, but people would tell me, I remember one time I was downtown and somebody came up to me with a brochure. It was a Christian brochure on how Mormons don't worship the same God as we do. And I thought, how can that be? I said, how can that be? And they started saying all this like really indoctrinated stuff. And I said, yeah, but they worship the God that made the universe. It doesn't matter what you say or call him. I'm still me. You're still you. It doesn't matter. The God that created the universe is the God that created the universe. They're not worshiping the person that says that they created the universe. They're saying that they worship the one that did and is and has and was and is to come, right? So I had a problem with this because this is really basic. The God of the universe is basic. So, I mean, you told me Christians are getting stumped on basic, holy, universal law. So I had a sympathy, I guess, for this religion. And then, like I said, I had, good experience with most of them. And then I also witnessed a lot of their persecution behind their back. Like in school, being in choir, and the choir being mostly a Christian-run thing, they would, like, truth time. And what happened was the entire Latter-day Saints group got together and made it was like just a basket for the choir directors last year there and saying goodbye to him, and they have it rhymed, and it was really cute from all of us at LDS, and it was just really cute, and it was just mocked, laughed at. So I saw that. I saw their kind and generous act be mocked and scorned because of, like, something that's really none of anybody else's business. If you say you're a Christian, you go to Grace Community and that's what you believe, then go there and believe that. You don't need to do this to this other person, and like just spit on their gift. Just kick it and give it back to them and tell them fuck off. How about that? Instead of taking it home and indulging like a fat pig. That's going too far. I'm going to stop. I shouldn't say that. I take that back. That's not right. If I could delete, I could, but I wouldn't. I'm not going to. So anyways, I guess that's my uncensored thought, Cat Williams. I've been reading this Book of Mormon, and did you know it has the blue apples in it? It does. It has the blue apples, and it has the 13 signs astrology. It has, this is the story of Jesus Christ, the person you know as Jesus Christ here in Amerikas. Was Joseph Smith the chosen one to find the tablets? I'm not saying that either way. I'm really not. Was it perverted? Why wouldn't it be? Everything else is. But you still read it. You still read your Bible even though you know. It's like I say, if someone robbed your house, took a few things, you'd still come home and live in your house, right? Don't worry about what they stole. But if they came and showed you everything they stole, you might find out why they were stealing from your house. Maybe it was to steal your identity. Maybe it was to come kidnap your kids later. You don't really know. But if you find out what was changed and what was missing or what was, moved around, then it sheds light. And this book lines up with almost all other doctrines. It really does. It's even has the same fast that I've been talking about having the 3-day fast and the 7-day fast. The only thing I disagree with in this book about the fast is that he locks them in a house to fast. He locks them away, which is kind of like Thoth says, Hermes, the thrice-born, says, you know, you need to overcome your desire for food, for it is bondage of the soul. Your desire for food is bondage of the soul. Okay, so in this book, they're like forced into fasting, but by any means necessary. So, and I'm just going to show the pictures before I get into what the book is about and everything like that, because the pictures are cracking me up. Because they have, here's the, they have the doves and the people in the ark, the boat, not the ark, that's not the ark, that's a boat. Ark is an electrical ark. And then this one, oh, you can't see it because I'm turning it the wrong way. Okay. And this one's really cool. I just like this one. Because it reminds me of Moses, and that's like the story of Moses, but here in the Amerikas. So, there's another one. I think these are really neat because they're all Native American. So I enjoyed even looking at the pictures, and I even enjoyed this. Look, I didn't even know that Ted Danson found the Book of Mormon. Sorry, I had to do it. Okay, so it really does look like Ted Danson. Oh my God, look, Ted Danson found the Book of Mormon. Okay, so Nephi goes to the book of Nephi. Nephi. This book is, seriously, it could be half of its length. I think I'm going to, from the mouth of a Jew, dumb it down, really like put it in the layman's terms. You understand why you don't understand anything I say is because you're a layman? Do you understand that? And I'm a Jew, and I'm here to talk to you. This is a really neat book. It talks about the apples, the glowing orbs that you eat, which I'm really into. This is really neat with the blue apples and this Christ, cursed. And because if it's such a big thing that they've built a site by my house and the entire ballpark, I just said overarms, I don't care. The entire ballpark where I live is like celebrating and playing, I was thinking, paying homage to this entire propaganda, if you will. Then something is going on, you know? And I found it through divine guidance. I mean, I don't know. I'm not an archaeologist. When someone told me that I was the gatekeeper to the ark, and that it's my ark, and it's my gate, and it's, I don't know. I didn't know what that meant. I really did not know what that meant. I thought, when am I going to travel to, like, Giza? Someone going to take me to Egypt? What am I supposed to do? That didn't make any sense to me. I was kind of frustrated with God because I was like, I don't understand this. And before I found anything else out, I found out how it was going to end. I already know how it's going to end, and so I just don't understand. I'm like, somebody needs to explain something to me for it to end like this. So, it's really neat. It's a lot of this angel of the Lord. Lots of angel of the Lord speaking. And talks about the walls, a lot about these walled cities, the walls of Jerusalem. We're talking about the walls of Jerusalem here in the Amerikas, okay? I talk about this river. We know this is Plieadian right here by my house. It's talking about the God of Israel. Just like in the Bible, they're looking like Jesus did. They're going to find in the temple, in the synagogue, to find the history and the genealogy of the Jews. So for whatever purpose that they're doing, they're trying to find their genealogy and save it from the synagogue of Satan. And so he does all that. I'm just trying to find my little underlining spots. Lots of filling my soul with exceedingly great joy. About ascending, praying, asking God before you ask yourself and other people. The mysteries of God unfolding. The Gentiles being grafted in. The house of Israel being scattered. I mean, this is literally like the tale of Jesus in the Amerikas. It really, truly is. I know people are like, oh, you know, this is it. This is the Bible. No, this is it. This is not the New Testament. They're like, oh, they made a New Testament. It's another testament. It's not. I get so frustrated when people say another testament, which is what it says, another testament. But it's not another testament. It's a lost. It's the lost testament. They shouldn't put that on there because that's just another thing. Okay, so I came to bear record, and this is all about this proceeding out of the mouth of a Jew to make it plain. And that is what I'm here to do because this book is very simple. I think that this is more plain and simple than the Bible. This is very easy to understand. And it's with the Native American Indians, and there was many different tribes of Native American Indians. And yeah, some of them were blonde-haired and blue-eyed. Some of them had brown hair and blue eyes. Like I said, I'm not trying to start a race war. But the thing about, I just want to pause. The reason why you have a lot of evil people that have blonde hair and blue eyes is because these occults will find those people. If you have blonde hair and blue eyes, they will approach you. In fact, I will testify to this, that my cousin, who is blonde-haired and blue-eyed, when I went to Los Angeles with him, I took him with me to LA, he took off following Lisa Kudrow, walking her dog, and he stumbled upon a coffee shop where he found some druids. And then they started talking to him, and somehow they had ensnared him. They took him away somewhere. And he was gone. I couldn't find him. We were worried, and then he came back. And then he told me later on that they had recruited him for the occult here, and they were like the people that wear black hoods and kill babies, and babies, and that is what those are his words. So, and I mean, and you have to understand too. This is a worldwide occult, and they're doing, I mean, more than just killing babies. So, anyways, but that's why you have such a, I guess, like a grouping of people that don't seem all there, I guess, because they have blonde hair and blue eyes, because these blonde-haired and blue-eyed people are really easy to hypnotize in a way. So they're sought after for these rituals, and they, of course, some of them contain the Ark of the Covenant, the rod and staff mechanism within their DNA code, that lotus flower. So I'm on page 29 of the Book of Mormon, and so far I've gotten up to the abominable church, which I thought was, it says, and thereafter go forth by the hand of the 12 apostles of the Lamb and the Jews unto the Gentiles. Thou seest the formation of the great and abominable church, which is most abominable above all other churches. For behold, they have taken away from the gospel of the Lamb many parts, which are plain and most precious. And also many covenants of the Lord have been taken away. And all this have they done, that they might pervert the right ways of the Lord, that they might blind the eyes and harden the hearts of the children of men. Wherefore thou seest that after the book hath gone forth through the hands of the great and abominable church, that there are many plain and precious things taken away from the book. They say the same thing over and over again. You know, see what I'm saying? Because Jesus will like break it down. You got to break it down like Jesus, my dad always used to say, because people were so dumb back then. But this is not now. You people should be understanding this. I mean, all we have to do is read and absorb information. People have traveled all over the world and been digging and translating and painstakingly figuring this stuff out. So all we have to do is ingest it. There are no excuses for laziness in 2013. So, and after these plain and precious things were taken away, it goeth forth unto all nations of the Gentiles, and after it goeth forth across many waters, the Gentiles go forth out of captivity, seeth because the many plain and precious things have been taken. Oh my gosh, you see what I'm saying? This is the whole thing right here. All it said was that it's going to go forth and many plain and precious things have been taken out of the Word of God. But that's this whole paragraph. It says one thing. A bunch of stuff was taken out, and they were very plain, very precious, and that we need them back. My goodness, can this book be like half this size? Oh gosh. And you have to read everything. You can't skip because you might miss something. So upon the water of the land to also battle against them. And I behold, the power of God was with them, and also that the wrath of God was upon all those that were gathered against them in battle. And I, Nephi, beheld that the Gentiles that had gone out of captivity were delivered by the power of God and out of the hands of all other nations. It's a pretty good book. It's pretty good if you're an American. You might want to read this book. Because that other book that you're reading makes you the enemy. So, as far as the Latter-day Saints of God go here in the United States, this is your book. Quit messing around and thinking that you can't read it. That's ridiculous. When knowledge, or when wisdom enters your heart and knowledge is pleasant to your soul, discretion will preserve you from the paths of evil. You need to understand that you have wisdom. You can read anything. You can see anything. It doesn't matter. You have wisdom. You know, you have, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that comes along with that. And I guess you have to gain the wisdom, so you have to go through all these trials and tribulations and to get the wisdom, so it's not that easy. But those of you who are looking after this stuff and you're seeking, you want to know, well, what is this about? Read it. I'm not a Mormon, but I'm telling you right now that angels have come to me in my dreams to tell me that this is where the answers are. One time I had a dream that 3 witches were casting a spell on me, and they were coming in from out of this void. And there was 3 witches casting spells on me, and I was going, Jesus Christ and Latter-day Saints. Jesus Christ and Latter-day Saints. And I was like young, and I was a Christian. I woke up thinking to myself, why would I be saying that? Why would I be saying that? Like, they're supposed to be like the Christian enemy, you know? And I'm just like, why would I be saying that? And it was working, and it was the only thing that was, the light was coming around these witches and shadowing in, and the light was enclosing their faces. And as long as I was doing this, it was working. And, you know, Christians would say, well, this is because you're using the name of Jesus Christ. But that's BS. Because it is. Because I've been attacked by archons, demons, jinn, whatever you want to call them, where other people have, atheists, visibly seen something on me when I'm sleeping, and I'm dreaming about it, and the name Jesus doesn't work. You know what name worked? Brian, okay? And my ex-husband Brian is not the Messiah, okay? So that name doesn't work. It's your free will. Are you exercising that within you? And when you know who you are, that is what forces these beings out, because you're not in a delusion of the lie that they gave you. So when I was using this, you know, I am with Jesus Christ and the Latter-day Saints, and I'm using this identity against them is what was working. So I'm going to keep reading this book. I'm going to get through it. I feel like rewriting it. I told my husband I want to rewrite this book and make a whole like Cliff Note version of this book. That really would be plain. Okay, because this is like I said, one whole paragraph is wild. It's really layman's. I mean, this is really, you guys want to know why you can't understand anything? It's because you're Lamanites. Lamanites. You understand? Lamanites. Layman's terms. Real plain. You gotta think harder. You know, I'm not trying to insult. I'm just saying, I have woken up and gone to sleep several times. What people understand is I woke up for the first time when I was a child, then I went back to sleep. Because when I was a child, people were like, whoa, you know, this is like, you know, you children don't act like that. So, and then also when I was 13, and when I came home from my awakening when I was 13, so I came down from the mountain, and I went home to my family, and I looked at my home family, every single one of them, and I just felt like, this is not my family. This is not my family. And they call themselves Christians. They don't know God. If they did, they wouldn't live like this. If they did, they wouldn't feel that way. You know, they wouldn't put off this vibe. You know, they wouldn't make me feel this way. And that's the first time I looked around at my family and I said, my family is my church family. My family is not this family. And I guess that's when the separation kind of started. And the fact of the matter is that when that didn't work out for me, I kind of had to go back. I had to go, you know, I'm going to have to blend in again. I have to go back to sleep and just blend in. Because people want to kill me all the time. I mean, not literally, but you know what I mean? They want to rip my face off. So I asked too many questions that caused me problems. So my own church kicked me out of my church, you know, Radiant Church. So basically, Tiffany just said, you know, I'll do that in another video. I'll tell you in another video what she said. But, so that's what I have to say. I'll stop there because I'm going on a rant. But I'm at 18 minutes. The Book of Mormon. Just read it. Please read it. Don't discount it. If you're reading, like, the Old Testament and the Bible, which was given to you. This wasn't given to you by the synagogue of Satan. That's the trick. This testament was given to you by people led by angels and angelic help, whatever you want to say. These tablets were real, are real. And this wasn't given to you by the people that killed Christ. I think that's the most important thing to say. So this book didn't come from the people that kill him. It didn't come from those who killed him. It came from those who revered him, and they don't celebrate the death of him, and that's important. So, the Book of Mormon, good job.